wondering why I'm sharing my personal level up journey or the things that I am researching about old money. But truth is, I'm using this platform as my own way of personal development, and I'm just sharing that journey with you because it's really holding myself accountable. So if you ever feel like you need some guidance or need to do some research to develop your personal style, you can really just go and research like I have been and figure out what works for you and what doesn't. When I look back just 2 years ago at this moment in time, it was summer 2020, I look at how I was dressing myself and I look at it and realize I had no idea of what I liked and what I didn't like.
One may suggest you start with research, then take time to consider, and then move slowly into purchases. Avoid advertising, fashion blogs, and fashion magazines. Avoid best dress lists, as they are usually composed of celebrities who have stylists to dress them and publicists to promote them. As discussed, very few buy their own clothes or have a real sense of style of their own.
Now, when I first heard that portion of the book, I was offended because I've worked as a fashion blogger for the last 3 years full time. When you are fashion blogging, you are going to be trying to monetize your account somehow, some way. And you're either going to be wanting to work with brands and then they will need you to push new items that are in store, or you will be selling these items through your affiliate links. Now, if you can't buy something in the store anymore because the store doesn't have that item, you're then therefore taking away one of your streams of income. And then if you're not willing to promote new stuff that is in stores, a brand is often not wanting to work with you. So when I sat back and I took notice of the routine and what my career was structured like, the offense ended up going away, and then I realized there was a lot of truth to that. And it allowed me to see where the flaws were in my business and how they weren't matching up to my own personal ethos.
Research online photos of Jackie Kennedy Onassis, Michelle Obama, Christiane Amanpour, Amal Clooney, Katharine Hepburn, Audrey Hepburn, Sophia Loren, and Princess Diana. These women are often referred to as style icons because most of the time they have dressed in a classic, refined manner that transcends the eras in which they lived. Each of them expressed their own individual style, regardless of the occasion. As you look at their photos, you'll quickly be able to discern which ensembles they wore that remain timeless. You want to focus on the timeless outfits and implement that style, if not the actual garments, into your wardrobe. Since women come in different sizes and shapes, you should be encouraged to look for the icon with your body type and analyze how they made the most of their looks.
So if you are looking to implement a true old money woman aesthetic, here are some of the things that you're going to want to look out for. Number 1, simplicity first and elegance second. Less definitely is more. I used to look at outfits like this and think they were quite boring and they were quite simple, but truth is, if you have the perfect ensemble, you have thought of your hair, you've thought of your makeup, you've thought of the jewelry that you're wearing, the nail polish that you may have on, you've got a whole team that is working together for your good. So even though you might be in a simple striped Breton top, the whole look tied together is going to make you look a lot more put together without being too flashy or in someone's face. Tip number 2 is that your clothes shouldn't be wearing you. You wear your clothes. Have you ever seen someone's outfit before you've seen them? This is one of the things that will allow you to be mindful of adopting a less is more strategy if you are looking to look more old money. You want people to see you first before they're seeing your clothing. It should take a few minutes for them to acknowledge that you're well dressed. And with saying that, this is because they're not going to see brands and logos and everything flashing in your face. Tip number 3, comfort and function is an absolute must. Your clothing must have function to it first and foremost, as opposed to style. This is one of the reasons I'm not a big fan of people that wear outfits to specifically wear them on their shoulders. I think that is so impractical. Tip number 4, it must be appropriate. The clothing that you have, it must be appropriate to your daily life. Did you see my budget-friendly 10-item wardrobe? If you did, you would have seen that I picked up many items from AliExpress, which totally does go against what we have learned about old money, picking up items that are of a high quality. However, I need to acknowledge the fact that we're all coming in at different budgets, and often when we hear about old money places to shop, we are hearing places that are quite expensive, and I really wanted to provide some options for you of how you can do this in a more budget-friendly way. Now, with that being said, if you did see that 10-item wardrobe video for my spring 10-item wardrobe, that's a lot of words I'm trying to get out, you would have seen that I picked up quite a few items like this, and that is because I am at home 90% of the week, and my winter wardrobe, I picked up items that were very nice to go out in, but it wasn't very practical for the lifestyle that I lived. So that was an error that I made that I definitely corrected for this spring 10-item wardrobe. And then tip number 5, what you're picking up has got to be timeless. If it's not timeless, it's not gonna come across as old money. If you saw one of the previous videos last week, you would have seen that I went through some of the design elements that will often be timeless that you can implement across the board. And that is stripes. That is more sometimes a nautical vibe, sometimes a little bit more of a preppy vibe. Although you do not want to go so preppy or so nautical or so equestrian that it is like you are wearing a costume. That's when it's going to start to seem tacky, not authentic to yourself, and equally, it might not be appropriate for the occasion. So when you learn to implement certain style elements, you're able to really have a timeless brand. And remember, we all have a personal brand. It doesn't matter if you're just a content creator like myself, we all have personal brands. So what are the timeless design elements that you've taken notice of in your research? Is it stripes? Is it pleats? Is it more of a Parisian style? Make note of what you like and then implement it moving forward.
Oscar Wilde once said that fashion is something so bad it has to be changed every 6 months. Listen to Mr. Wilde. Avoid fashion like the plague. Do research and develop your style. Keep it simple, keep it traditional, keep it elegant. When in doubt, lean towards the conservative. Less is more, less is more. Less is more. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. If you liked it, please press the like button, and I hope you have subscribed to see the next video in this series. Speak to you soon.